Since 2009, I've been sharing my bucket list goals and achievements with like-minded people on my blog, extrahyperactive.com, and I do it for three reasons. First of all, to keep myself accountable. Second, to motivate and inspire others to live a happy, healthy, and wealthy life. And most importantly, to prove that everything that you can imagine, everything that you can dream of, can and will come true if you know how to set and achieve goals, and you have access to occult or hidden knowledge and information. And in this video at the end of 2023, I want to share my achievements for this year and also talk about my goals, dreams, expectations, and even predictions for 2024. In my last video at the end of 2022, I said that 2023 would be a very decisive year for me. And one of the biggest decisions I made in 2023 was the decision that I couldn't live the life the same way I had lived before. Just like many people after 2020, after the so-called scamdemic and everything that followed it, I felt like something broke inside of me, in my mind and in my heart. Nothing made sense to me, and it felt like the entire world around me was crumbling and we were heading towards the movie-style apocalypse, another great war, or possibly even a nuclear war. I even came up with my personal project I called Last Year to Live, where I imagined how my life could be if I had only 1 year left. And if you've been following our brand, our network on social media, you might have noticed the changes in the type of content I've been sharing on our social media channels in 2023. If before most of my content was dedicated to adventure travel, fitness and health, personal growth and wealth building, in 2023 it was mainly about politics and economics, current events, and even what I call occult knowledge or hidden information, mostly shared by the so-called conspiracy theorists. Just like for many people, 2023 was an emotional roller coaster for me. It was an extremely mentally exhausting year, but because of my goals, because of all that occult knowledge, the information that most people didn't have, I managed to turn my 2023 into another great year. And while many people around the world, and even in the richest country in the world, were experiencing financial problems, 2023 was by far the best year for building my personal wealth. As you might know, since 2020, I've been investing in trading cryptocurrency, and even though 2023 wasn't as volatile as the previous years for cryptocurrency markets, I managed to grow my personal cryptocurrency portfolio and helped our network members who joined our International Crypto Trust build their wealth. That's why in 2024, I will continue learning about cryptocurrency investing and trading with the focus on artificial intelligence and financial technologies. As I've said it before, whether you want it or not, whether you understand it or not, the future of money is digital. The main difference is whether we, the people, come together and create our own digital financial system where we trade goods and services peer-to-peer, worldwide, easily, securely, fast, cheap, and most importantly, tax-free. Or the other way, we end up living in technocracy, the form of technological fascism, where the so-called CBDC, central bank digital currency, is controlled by authoritarian governments and their financial institutions. The third option is we create a parallel society where we coexist between those two systems. The most important idea I want to take away from this is that if we and our children want to live a happy, healthy, and wealthy future, right now we have to pay extra attention to politics, economics, and technologies. And talking about our future, we need not to forget about where we'll be living. From the content that I've been sharing on our social media in 2023, you might already know about the so-called 15-minute cities, smart grid, and electric vehicles that will be playing a big role in the world of technocracy that I've just mentioned. The other option for many freedom-loving people like myself is homesteading, off-grid living, or the growing in popularity RV lifestyle or van life. And while many people over the last few years were driven into poverty, became homeless, and were forced into living in RVs on the side of the road, a growing number of people like myself choose to walk away from paying rent and mortgages and instead opt in for living in an RV or a van. And as you might know, in 2022 I started trying out different types of RVs to see which one would work best for my lifestyle. And in 2023, with the profits from my cryptocurrency trading, I finally made the first step and bought a camper van. And because I still wasn't 100% certain about the future, I wasn't ready for a commitment. I bought this van to get a feeling of what my life could be. And I got to admit that while I had this van traveling around, staying at RV parks, campgrounds, and especially on the side of the road, is not something I want to do for the rest of my life. I already had that feeling last year, and that's why in 2022 video I talked about buying land to live in an RV someplace nice and sunny like Texas or Arizona. And as I said in the beginning of this video, if you set a goal in writing, one way or another, sooner or later it will come true. But as they say, be careful what you wish for. In March 2023 I bought a small piece of land in Yuma, Arizona. But the first time I visited that place at the end of May, it was so hot that I realized there was no chance I would survive there on undeveloped land, living in an RV or a van. So I decided to walk away from the deal. But I didn't give up completely on the idea. So in 2023 I started a project I call RV Landlord, where I help RVers, van lifers, and car dwellers connect with property owners. And the idea came to me when I decided to pay my family members to park my van next to their house while I'm living in it. The idea is a combination of Airbnb, Harvest Hosts, Outdoorsy.com, and Neighbor.com. Feel free to check out those sites on your own to get the idea. So if you are into RV or van life, looking for an affordable, secure, and convenient place to park long term, or if you are a property owner who has vacant land or front backyard, or just a place next to your house to rent out, check out RV Landlord. It's also a great business opportunity for a middleman to make a commission by connecting property owners with RVers and van lifers. While RV Landlord is just a project, as I said last year in my video, ideally I would like to buy an RV park or campground as a place to live and as an investment to create cash flow. But right now it's still beyond my financial abilities, but it's definitely something I will be researching more next year. And if you have your own personal experience investing in RV parks and campgrounds, I would love to hear from you. And finally, my favorite part about sharing my annual bucket list video is where I talk about my adventure travel goals. 2023 was another great year filled with epic adventures and unforgettable memories. Besides having an amazing time traveling and living in my camper van in Washington State in Idaho, my son and I went to Las Vegas in January with a road trip to Grand Canyon in Arizona and Death Valley in California. In February, we got caught in an epic snowstorm in Oregon during our snowboarding trip to Mount Hood. And in May, after I checked out that piece of land in Yuma, Arizona, I went on a week-long road trip to San Diego, where I had tons of fun surfing, biking, paragliding, and even flying a Falcon. And in September, for my birthday, I went on an epic bikepacking trip where I tested my new toy. After more than 10 years of outdoor adventures, bikepacking and biking in general is probably my only outdoor activity that I still enjoy doing on a daily basis. As for my adventure goals for 2024, unfortunately I've got to say I'm quite pessimistic. With the geopolitical situation becoming more and more dangerous around the world, making long-term travel plans is not easy. Even the life in the United States is becoming more and more dangerous and unpredictable. That's why in 2024 I want to visit other countries, mainly in South America, like Mexico, Belize, Costa Rica, Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, and maybe even Argentina. And with the recent rise of the BRICS countries, I'd even consider traveling to Russia and China. As the host of a popular YouTube channel, Nomad Capitalist, likes to say, take your money and go where you are treated better. Or, as my favorite motivational speaker, John Rohn, once said, if you don't like where you're at, move, you're not a tree. And if you don't have an opportunity to travel around the country or abroad, I'm sure you can find adventure all around you. The first month after buying my camper van, I spent by Lake Washington, which is literally 30 minutes away from my house. But before I was there only once, and I had no idea how amazing the place was. Bikepacking or bike camping is another great and cheap way to get your adventure fix close to home. In conclusion, the most important thing I want you to take away from this video is that there are a lot of scary events, terrifying predictions for 2024 that range from economic collapse, recession, food shortages, and even starvation, a possible civil war in the United States, or even World War III. But from my personal experience, I believe that if you design your life, if you set your goals, if you stay informed, and most importantly, if you take actions, your life shouldn't be like everybody else. That's why our brand and our network's motto is refuse to be just average. Rise above average by educating yourself, by connecting with other like-minded people, and building your own networks, communities, and tribes. Refuse the fear-mongering, toxic, divisive mainstream propaganda. Refuse to follow unconstitutional, illegal, and straight-up stupid laws, rules, and regulations. Stay away from close-minded, sick, poor, lazy, and hateful people. Don't follow the herd. Lead it, and start by standing up, speaking up, and sharing your personal knowledge, experience, and expertise. I hope 2024 will be a great year for all of us. So stay informed, stay prepared, and God bless us all.